Hello again, and welcome back to the In Your Head podcast. I am your host, as always, Jesse. With me on the couch is Shane. How are you, Shane?
I'm doing well.
Awesome. We are here again to review another game that I am hitting Shane with. This is another one he has heard of.
I've heard of,
but you've never played it.
Yeah, I'm excited to play this because, like I said, I'm pretty sure this is the first. I might be the first all-female wrestling game.
Well, that's what it looks like when we kind of started this up. So we're going to go over here to the game, and we're going to see what we got going on here. So,
what is the title of this game? We never mentioned.
Oh, yeah.
that.
This game is called Body Slam, and judging by the pictures that... Oh.
Yes.
Oh, my.
Hot damn.
Oh, man.
Oh,
now,
no.
One of our previous episodes, we did Sega, and it was Appoooh, and it was not great. But now you have again, this is 3 buttons. So this is our little demo here. And oh wait, they got names. Hold on a second. I need to see this here.
Dump Matsumoto.
Chest Freezer, Sushi Fujiyama, Wanda Turbo. Oh, I like
Tank
that.
Tempura.
Oh man. Sushi Chopstick.
And is this? I think is this a tag?
Man.
Is this a tag team only game?
I guess so.
Oh, that's awesome.
Or maybe it's well, it says best tag teams. We don't know yet. We haven't gotten that far. So we're gonna find out here. I had to pause it because I have to see these. I had to see these names because these are fantastic. Dump Matsumoto. I don't want to get in trouble by trying to guess which one that is. I mean, Chest Freezer. Like I get it. That's funny if she's built like a chest freezer, but then I'm stinking like chest
Wanda
freezer.
Turbo, who I feel like is going to be like the American character.
Yeah, probably.
Like that. Like for Glow fans,
yeah,
that would be your Liberty Bell,
right? Like, oh, you mean it's not Sushi Chopstick?
No,
that's not the American character. Oh,
well,
God.
in the show Glow, one of them is named Fortune Cookie, and it's the Asian girl.
Oh God,
because wrestling is horribly racist.
Well, apparently it wasn't any less back in 1986 when this game was made.
Well, no, that was at the height of its racism.
Oh,
it got less racist, but still pretty racist as it went down the road.
So I guess this is the entire demo. It's pretty much this one character comes up, cracks that bamboo thing, and then we get this whole thing started. So,
right,
oh my
let's
God.
do it.
So yeah, hit one player start to start this shindig here. Select your team. Oh, it is a team. Oh, okay.
The Evil Alliance and the Fresh Gals.
Oh man.
You don't get Evil Alliance.
Yeah, you don't get a lot of time there, by the way. I'm gonna give you a heads up on that one. Oh man. Okay, so you gotta pick. Oh, that's Chest Freezer.
Dump Matsumoto was the one in the front.
I'm gonna pause it for a second so we get time to choose here. So.
Oh, I know immediately who I'm picking.
Yeah, so I just want to let people get the names in here. So Wanda Turbo, I mean, I guess it's really hard to tell if they're even American or not in this one, but
no.
It's a little Root. Oh,
they
Root
might
Warrior
all be,
wasn't on there.
They might all be like American. They just give them Japanese names.
Yeah, Root Warrior and Savage Angel
were
not on that list at all when we saw the high scores. So
which Savage Angel is 100% happening, and
Dump Matsumoto just okay. I mean I'm not gonna say I blame you. She looks like she's ready to whoop some ass, and I guess oh, you get a team name.
Not anymore, I don't.
No, you don't. That's really short time to navigate. I'm going to say that's really short.
XXX team. Yeah!
Yeah.
Get some.
That works. Whoa.
Oh!
Oh, very nice. Oh, man. Okay, so you have 3 buttons that we can try out here, remember?
Yeah, I know. The third button doesn't seem to be doing anything.
Okay. Just in time. Oh, nice. Gotta figure out what the pin is. She's not having that. Okay.
Oh.
Okay, into the ropes.
Hot tag! Hot tag!
Guess you gotta get over there.
Hot. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
Nice. Oh. You try the early pin? No, she's not having it. Okay, and your guy is recovering stamina while you're out of there, by the way. Just as a heads up, that's good.
Oh, it's not good that I don't know how to do suplexes, but she does. Get off! Get the hell off me! Hot tag.
Oh, here we
Hot
go.
tag.
Hot tag.
Oh, god damn it.
Yeah! Nice.
Pile
there
driver.
we go. That's
Get
what we're talking about.
I'm literally just hitting.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Oh, you got out of it.
Ah!
Oh,
yeah!
You got a 2 count.
2 count.
You got a 2 count. Oh.
2.
Oh, and she loses a lot of stamina while you have her pinned, by the way. Just a heads up. What the fuck is that move?
I will say this, boob physics are on point. I'm surprised.
This is a pretty early game for that.
Oh!
Oh, you had the move, though. You just slid out of the way. You're down to 30 seconds.
Yeah!
Oh, very nice. Come on, stay down.
Oh, she was coming out to interfere.
I don't know how to... Oh, man. Very nice. Stay down. Oh, you got 10 seconds left on the clock on this one. Oh. Ooh. Come on, stay down.
Yes! Yeah! 1 second left.
Very well done.
Savage Angel and Dump Matsumoto, the XXX team.
All right, hold on. Now we're gonna. I'll pause this at a little something.
Oh no!
Oh Jesus!
Good lord!
Okay, hold on. I didn't wait for the screening. All right, we got to have initial. We got to have initial chat on the game now. Okay, so I definitely noticed you started to pick up a little bit better some of the moves, or it could have been a fluke.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Well, okay. So let me explain that a little bit. It was a fluke.
Okay.
Because I didn't learn anything. I just kept smashing buttons, and I figured out how to pin.
Okay.
And then would kind of like, oh no, I went for the Irish whip. Okay, try to figure out how to do a move. Just keep smashing buttons till I saw their life bar would go down.
Right.
And it worked. That being said, it's incredibly fun to just smash buttons and do moves. And so far. Okay, so this game does play very similarly to Appoooh.
Oh, okay. Well, we haven't gotten outside the ropes yet, though.
No, we haven't, and we might not be able to. But to be fair, unlike Appoooh, when I hit buttons, things actually happen.
Okay.
So, but I see from like this, what came out in 86?
86, I think.
86.
It was, yes.
So this is 2 years after Appoooh. They learned their goddamn lesson. And might I also add, I'm really already super happy with this game because they're not like women's wrestlers who are like slapping each other and like pulling their hair. They're doing legit moves.
Yeah.
And so there was a dark time in wrestling. It's called the 90s. And it was a great time for wrestling and a bad time for wrestling. If you were a woman, it's a bad time for wrestling. Now we're in a heyday where women's wrestling's on a resurgence, and even intergender wrestling is coming back. And I think that's a big and really important thing. But in the 80s, there was like Glow and a few other promotions that actually like showcased like women wrestling.
Yeah.
Might not have been the best at it, but they were actually wrestling, and this is doing that.
Yeah. and this is kind of interesting. I'm not going to lie, when I saw the intro, I was like, "Oh, good lord. What kind of silly goofy shit is this going to be?" But it looks good.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it looks a lot better. I mean, it is an 86 game, so again, you can't get too we can't get too harsh on the graphics.
Looks great for 1986.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It does look it looks really pretty good. I mean, you've definitely got some Japanese styling as you look into the crowd now.
Yeah.
So let's point out some of the obvious things here. So we've got these at least 8 or 9 schoolgirl uniforms in the background. Which is interesting to say the least. I didn't get to really see the last round.
And there's like 2 dudes in the audience. You can't even see their eyes.
No, just the ties.
There's an orange tie and a blue tie. The orange tie guy looks like he's having fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then the blue tie guy is just like...
He wants no part of it. No, it's just total straight face. You can see him up right
whatever,
behind the
fuck
left.
him.
Yeah.
He's an asshole.
Yeah, he doesn't know what he's in for. So, so they actually... And it's neat because they filled the crowd up with... Majority of women to come see
nurse on all the way on the right.
I think she's even still got the stethoscope on too.
And then there's like a Playboy bunny 3 rows from her, Sailor Moon next to her.
Oh my god! So this is interesting. So I'm going off the basis of if we saw this in an arcade, would you think this was really geared towards guys, or do you think this would be just like, hey, let's try to get girls to play a video game? Because back then it was just there was
I feel like maybe in '86 it was an attempt to get girls to play video games, which, I mean, honestly, gender branding games doesn't really work.
Well, we know that now in hindsight.
We know that now, 30 years later, but that was probably what the intent with this was.
Yeah.
But to be honest, though, it does a really good job of showcasing women's wrestling in the 80s, because this is exactly like Dump Matsumoto looks like Matilda the Hun. Like almost exactly like Matilda the Hun.
Well, again, it may have been the same sort of thing from Appoooh, only with better graphics, where they're going off of...
Like Matilda the Hun had like the same eye makeup. She didn't quite have that like Flock of Seagulls Misfits cut. But yeah, that's as close as you're gonna get to a video game version of Matilda the Hun.
Okay,
and
so
then
maybe
like
there we go.
The other even I think that's supposed to be that one looks a lot like who's the one chick on Glow? Tina Ferrari and stuff like that. So yeah, you have that, and then they just have a lucha with a black mask, which is clearly a bad guy.
Right. Well, with a creepy smile, by the way.
Yeah.
In the picture.
Well, and that's usually what it. So lucha's a lot like cowboys. There's black hat and white hat.
Right.
And like the most famous good guy in lucha wrestling was El Santo, and he wore an all white. He was the Saint, all white mask.
Okay.
And then his opponent was a guy that wore an all black mask with like the same like red and white and stuff. So.
No, I mean, let's.
This is clearly a game made by wrestling fans.
Yeah, let's get back into this one. So sorry to although I am going to say one thing, they start on you quick.
Oh yeah,
that screen thing, that transition doesn't even get. I mean, it's still going up. You don't even see your guy yet, and they're already coming after you.
I know. It's awesome. It's like a real wrestling.
It's awesome, but if you again, we're looking from an aspect of a guy.
I literally screamed.
Yeah, so for somebody who's just starting this game out.
Oh. Kicking me in my shit.
Oh, okay. Round 2 gets a little harder, it looks like.
Yeah, I just got German suplexed. Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Hot tag.
Oh,
suplex.
Very nice.
Get up. Hot tag.
You took some.
Get in there, Matilda.
Oh, she said something.
Yeah.
Very nice. There you go. This is why you're the. Was this?
This is
Matsumoto?
This is Dump Matsumoto. Yeah. Oh. Just a horrible name.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Even for 1980. There you go. Oh.
There we go.
Oh,
I tried to jump on her.
She got up in time, I think. Oh, nice. Oh, okay. She's not ready to be pinned yet. She's getting out of there, though. Oh, no.
Oh.
I noticed she couldn't lift you up very far.
Bitch, get your ass out of here. God damn it. Every time I get Irish whipped.
Is there anything you can do out of it?
No.
You can't throw a punch or anything?
No.
Damn.
I'm getting my ass kicked. Bitch, get off me.
Nope. Oh, round 2 gets significantly harder, it looks like.
There we go.
Oh, very nice. Oh, man.
God damn it.
Dude, you're in trouble.
I know.
Oh, man.
I know, Jesse.
Oh, no. No, get in there and help.
Yeah!
Oh, you better tag out. She's in
Hot
trouble.
tag.
Oh! Here we go. We were wondering about this. Oh, wait. What's going on down there?
A kendo stick.
What?
She has a kendo stick.
Oh, no! Oh, no.
Wait a minute.
Not...
Foreign objects.
Yeah, find more foreign stuff to beat each other with. Okay. All right, we got back in. Oh, no.
That's it. I'm out.
Oh, no. She's out of... I don't think you're recovering from this. Oh, man. All right. I have got a lot to say about this. You got the third high score for Team XXX.
Savage Angel and Dot Matsumoto.
Oh, my God. All right. I have a lot to say about this game. I am surprisingly impressed.
Yeah, me too.
So, we may have to give it another quick go, but... So, we did get to go out of the ring.
And there was foreign objects.
Yes, a wandering kendo stick. Out of nowhere.
Which is very, very iconic of Japanese wrestling.
Well, we saw it in the intro.
Yeah.
It was in the intro when it started up, so that was interesting. So, okay, so initial playthrough. If you saw this when you were in the arcade, so if you saw the intro, so let's go back to what we were saying before. So if we go back here and we play this game, so we play this intro if you're sitting in the arcade and you see this.
I'm 100% playing that.
She's got the cop hat on, too. It's almost the same exact match we had going on here.
Yeah, it is the same exact match.
Oh, my God. So, I'm going to say I'm actually really impressed by this game. I'm very impressed by the way this played. There's your high score. Hopefully it lasts up there for a while.
Team XXX.
So, yeah, it's as coming from the start, that's a pretty cool grab. It doesn't have a lot else going on, because even though we saw it before, it just comes back with the same character. I was hoping another character would pop on the screen or something like that, but I'm pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
It's an all-women wrestling game, which is different.
In 1986.
In 1986. So, gameplay-wise, I mean, what do you think?
Okay, so I will say this. The controls are very, very difficult. I still have no idea how I did 90. I figured out how to pin, and I figured out how to hot tag.
Okay.
And that was it. Those are the only two things. I knew A, kind of punched. B, kind of did something like punching. I figured if I hit them all three at the same time, I did stuff. I feel like if I spent more time with this game, it could actually be a lot more fun because I'd learn how to do stuff.
So it's definitely something that could grow on you.
Yeah, this is something that, like, if it had like a home release, like on a Nintendo or something like that, yeah, this is awesome. This is great. It kind of reminds me of Saturday Night Slam Masters,
right?
And a bunch of other wrestling games that are like good. I think the characters are really cool. I think the designs are great. Yeah, me personally, if I was in an arcade, I would play the hell out of this. Especially if my other choice was Appoooh. Which would have also probably been in an arcade around this time.
Yeah, because, I mean, they hung around for, a couple years games back then. They were in the arcade for quite some time. So, yeah, it's, the colors, like, for the intro, I'm not impressed. So, like, if you're looking at this intro screen and it's just this blah green staring at you. A lot of games had that cool black background with, like, hey, look at this logo that's on here. And this is it just feels really
blah.
It does.
But then...
Yeah, but then something does come up. I mean, you get
this
cool...
Dumb Matsumoto come up.
Yeah. With the kendo stick and I guess a chain. Maybe that's something else.
Yeah.
And then body slam. And
see, at this point, yeah, this is kind of cool and interesting, but still that background's kind of...
Yeah. Well, it's, it's nice. I mean, again, I don't want to slam a game for graphics, but it's a weird choice. But yeah, it's a 3-button game, which was something else that you probably didn't have a lot of back then. Was playing with 3 buttons. Because before like Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, you were looking at 1 or 2.
Yeah.
And that was basically everything. And so I think it's decent. I'm not gonna I wouldn't pull it out of an arcade. I think it's
no.
I think it's 100% worth keeping in an arcade.
I think that this is the epitome of hidden gem.
Okay.
Of something that feels out of its time, but also very much fit in its time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look, if they were to bring this back and like do like a modern wrestling game version of Body Slam with the crazy characters, stuff like that, with the popularity of Glow and women's wrestling in general, this would be huge now. Like, this is a game that they should have made this and then waited 30 years, and they could have and like they would have been like, see, my idea would have made it.
Yeah, it would have been a good call.
But I think it's really cool that in 1986 they made an all women's wrestling game, and their person that was on the cover is probably is a like Japanese recreation of probably the most popular women's wrestler of that time.
Yeah, and we've seen that Sega, from Appoooh especially, likes to just take some liberties with characters they bring into these games. But yeah, it's weird because so far of the 2 games we've had, it's not really licensed.
No,
for the wrestling games, like none of that stuff is licensed. They don't name it Hulk Hogan or
Hojin.
Hulk Hogan and
A Butchies
and A Giants. Yeah, we can't forget A Giants, which is hard to say because you don't want to say A Giants. It just sounds weird. But yeah, and then you get a women's wrestling game. But this is it's weird. It's weird how many wrestling games actually came out in the arcades.
Yeah,
and aren't like licensed wrestlers. There's so many of them from what I'd seen, because I did I did a little digging to find out what was out there, and to see the different games that were out there and how many of them were just generic wrestlers, because to me this was generic.
Yeah,
I was like, they're generic wrestlers. I wouldn't have known that she was a famous wrestler anything like
she
that.
is like a generic recreation of a famous wrestler.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Well, close enough for somebody who knows. The same as A Giants and Hulk Hogan.
And A Butchie.
Yeah, exactly. So close enough that people who know would have known, and you would have said the same exact thing. But yet none of it was really like licensed. None of it seems to be like, we're going to have these guys.
And then once games did get licensed, then now you're playing got 2 cans of worms here, because now you go, okay, the game's licensed, is it any good? Or the game's licensed, do we use a kind of formula from an old game that was good and kind of throw it in and make a good game out of it?
Yeah.
And wrestling games, like, we'll probably talk about and play some more down the road, but there are like wrestling games really didn't like hit their like stride till like the late 90s.
Yeah, I think you think that has to do with maybe the slightly better graphics or slightly better gameplay.
I think gameplay, because once everything went full 3D, which is pretty cool, because then you have a full 3D of the ring, and you can walk around it, you can pick things up from underneath it, you can go out into the crowd and fight in the crowd.
Yeah,
games got pretty crazy. Wrestling games got pretty crazy from like the late 90s throughout the early 2000s.
That's fair.
And
well, we definitely have some on the docket. Yeah. Like, I do want to do some more wrestling games because I know you're a fan. So I definitely want to get a chance to review them. But I wanted to bring some strange ones up.
Yeah.
Because I think they're definitely fun to see some of the stuff that may have been tucked into the back of the arcade that you're not going to know. Because I think, like, as an arcade owner, if you would get a WWF game and it was like, this WWF game came in, you're pushing it right to the front door.
Right,
like,
and
guaranteed.
even if the game's terrible, it won't matter. Kids are going to be like, what, Hulk Hogan?
Yeah, quarters. Yeah, exactly. You just start throwing money at the arcade. And I think I find that interesting, because it's a shame that a game that could be good gets thrown to the back, because it's not the WWF,
because that's not Matilda the Hun. That's Dump Matsumoto. Like,
right.
Yeah.
That name is
it's so
horrible.
fucked up.
I'm sorry, that name, like, Okay, so I don't normally like to get into these games when it's like, if it's offensive or if it's horrible. Like, yeah, sometimes there always was that little bit of blatant racism in these old games, and you see that little bit of it, but that's like Chest Freezer.
Yeah, that's bad.
And Dump Matsumoto. Is it like?
But to be fair, it's all the bad guys. The evil.
Yeah, but
the evil alliance. They all have like the really horrible names, whereas like the what were they called? The something gals?
Yeah, whatever it was, they were good.
The grand gals or whatever. They were like, well, no, their names were also
they were the ones you kind of guessed.
Well,
were
one of them was literally named Susie Chopstick. And
yeah. Yeah, so that's kind of the weird part of these games, you those all your base moments that happen, and you see these great translations, or obviously it was an American release. Yeah, this had to be an American release. But
we were just mentioning Wanda Turbo sounds almost exactly like Tina Ferrari, and that's another
right.
She was a popular good guy.
Right, and exactly. So there you go. It might have been another thing that was like, oh man, we're gonna try to get these in to fit them in, and yeah, they snuck them in there and tried to get around licensing, but it's so weird back then that they just didn't like. I guess my thought is here. What I'm really wondering is, why didn't they license it sooner? Why didn't they put their name across the top of it? Why to get these games out there in the arcade? Because obviously, there's interest.
It honestly probably could have been like Sega didn't want to pay for the license, because they have to pay them for the license.
Yeah.
And they said, well, I can just make something that looks like you and make money off of your likeness. Likeness rights got better, and then you had like if this game came out 10 years later, somebody would have been getting sued.
Right.
Same
if
as
this
game
Appoooh
came out now, Tina Ferrari would, sue somebody.
Right.
But back then, like, they were like, whatever, we're just gonna make a character that looks like you, that just has a different name, and we can make money off of it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the business aspect of this game is probably much more nefarious. The devs probably were like, wow, this is really cool. I get to make a character based off of somebody that's real, and I'm going to actually... Because they put effort into it.
Yeah.
They actually put some fucking effort in.
Well, the animation's good.
Animation's great.
I think it is. It's really good. It's not a game that got rushed out, for sure. It's not just like, oh, let's make a wrestling game and get it out there. I mean, it looks good. The ring design looks really good.
Maybe this was the sequel to Appoooh, and then they said, fuck that, let's throw women's wrestlers in it and make it better.
If that is actually the truth, I would be amazed that they went from Appoooh to this.
If they went from Appoooh 2, which but they went from Appoooh 2.
Stop saying that, please.
To Body Slam, just because they were like, oh, Glow's popular, quick, get this out.
Yeah, no, actually, that kind of does make sense. It's like, okay, let's change the sprites.
That's how a lot of games, like, what was it? Resident Evil, that's how that all came from and stuff like that. A lot of these popular games that we think of, like, oh, who came up with the idea for it? I'm like, usually it was one idea that turned into something else. Yeah. I have a lot of great ideas happen.
Yeah, and then you change the sprites and you get this instead of Appoooh 2. God, I can't keep saying that.
Appoooh 2.
That better not be a thing.
Oh, God.
I hope not. If this is it, I would be absolutely amazed, because it is by Sega. So there's a possibility that... No, you're absolutely right. I mean, it is a possibility that they were working on a second one of them to make another wrestling game, and then this happened.
And what it could have even been, too, also, is like maybe they were just working on the mechanics for a wrestling game. They didn't actually have a game in mind, but they wanted to improve them. Yeah. And then they stumble upon Glow and these other wrestling shows, and they go, well, if we just add these assets in, whatever, we have the fundamental, we have the gameplay.
Yeah. So, okay, so let's give this one a fair and just shot. So, control-wise, does it play pretty well?
I still didn't know what I was doing, but I felt like if I could play longer, I could figure it out. Okay. So difficult
that's
controls,
good, yeah.
Not the best controls, certainly better than Appoooh.
It seems like a lot of the wrestling games are hindered by that, though.
Yeah, even wrestling games today have horrible controls.
Yeah.
It's a commonplace thing in wrestling games. It's something you kind of have to accept.
Okay, so they're just on the level then. We'll give them that much. And graphics, we've agreed, good for the time.
Very good
for the time, yeah. The animation was pretty good. I think the actual game mechanics were pretty good.
Yeah.
As you pin somebody, you could watch their stamina drop. When you tag out, your stamina comes back.
Yeah.
Which, if we're talking about, like, favorite game... Now, we're talking about, like, favorite games, and obviously one of the big wrestling games is, like, WWF WrestleFest, which, again, we may or may not see on here. But that's a big one, but when your stamina dropped, that was it. Yeah. So they had that quarter hog part down because it was like, oh, you want your stamina back? Throw a quarter in.
Yeah.
You know, and they knew to try to squeeze that money a little bit more than to just... So... You know, you would tag out. Oh, okay, your stamina starts recovering. That's a really cool mechanic of the game, and that's different.
And in the future, a lot of wrestling games would take that mechanic. This could have been the first game to really do that.
Yeah, I would assume back in, if this was in '86, it probably was. There wasn't a lot before
I think
it.
Even, the new WWE games do that. When you're in tag team, if you tag out, your other guy will gain stamina and actually heal up a little bit.
Yeah, as well you should, because you're standing there getting your win back, and exactly, it's the way it should work. And so I like that mechanics wise for the time. I think it's good. You know, it's good to see a good mechanics in the game and actually make something that does things right. That's what I mean. Yeah. I want to say is, like, why is this game good? And I think there's a lot of good in a game like this
because someone took the time and effort to make something good, and because it's Sega, and the last wrestling game we previously played is Sega, maybe this was an attempt to be like, we're sorry for, like, the worst game ever.
Yeah, we made an absolute shit bomb. So if you wouldn't mind, why don't you try this body slam? And look, hey, we're even going to put women in it.
Yeah,
to cater to everybody, because we're so sorry.
This game is very good, as not just for its time, but this was a pleasant experience.
Cool. Well, there we go. So hopefully you guys can get a chance to play some Body Slam for nostalgia purposes, for any purposes, or just to see this when you start your game up and get to see that awesome image when the game starts with the kendo stick there, which is just amazing. I mean, that's uncomfortable. So, hey, look, we want to introduce you guys to these games and see what we think about these, but I do think they put the time and effort to make a decent game, and I'm glad we got to play this one for sure. So, but yeah, man, thanks for sitting through this one. This was a good one. This was
good.
So, anything you want to add on this particular mess?
Watch Glow. It's a really good TV show.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
Support women's and intergender wrestling.
Yeah, if you like this game, you'll probably enjoy Glow, because it's like this, only higher resolution.
Yeah.
I would assume, unless you got a really bad television, I guess.
Yeah.
So, so as always, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe down below. As always, hit the bell. Just subscribe it. This way we can get some videos out to you. We know that people are checking them out, and we make sure we're going to get content out to you guys on a very regular basis. We want to get several episodes recorded at a time and keep them coming to you. So there's going to be some games you guys want to see. If there's a particular wrestling game you guys might want to see, put it down in the comments below. If there's
I will be happy to play them.
He will play wrestling games until his hand falls off. We've already put him through Appoooh and Body Slam, so I don't think they can get too much worse, but I'm sure there's a lot of really bad ones out there. So if there's something you want to see Shane play, put some comments down below and we'll start running through them. But we've got a lot of stuff on deck that we're going to bring out here for you guys, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it as much as Shane does, and maybe find some hidden gems in there too. So as always, thank you for watching the In Your Head podcast, and have a good one.
Take it easy.